So with all that cleared up, we are going to dive right back in and see what we can do here. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Grego Zorro Gaming channel. We are playing Veil of Crows. I actually have a few updates to explain some things in the earlier videos. We were wondering at one point in time about our food. Actually at the end of the last video. Where I was showing produce daily, like at the time it was like 2,400. But my food stores were still going down. I was losing people. They were actually deserting because I didn't have enough food. But according to this screen, food consumption was much lower than the amount being produced. I think it was like maybe 600 versus 2,400 at the time, or something of that nature. And may not have been the last video that was the case, but one before. But I know in the last video we had problems with that. So I was trying to figure that one out. Well, I got in contact with somebody and asked the question, and it turns out this number is the amount that you're using, the 555 we see here. However, this number, the 2493, is the amount that's being produced. That doesn't necessarily mean it's making it to your town. So, based on that, I hadn't actually went back and watched the video, but I do know when I noticed that I had deserters, and then I noticed we had a raid on the farm, or on the caravan coming from the farm. So what I'm thinking actually happened is someone raided our caravan going to the town, even though we were producing plenty. They raided the caravan and was interrupting our supply to the town, which influenced that amount. We wasn't actually getting the full 2,400 to the town, and it wasn't enough to sustain the people in the town. So once that number hit zero in our food stores, people started deserting. Well, when they started deserting, the closest place for them to go is straight to the farm. So I think we were compounding that effect. So I think I have an explanation for that now. That makes plenty of sense, and we're going to keep an eye on that. The happiness and the workforce efficiency. Okay, we noticed that before, if we bumped well-fed, right now we're at 77% efficiency. If we bump well-fed up one, okay, our workforce efficiency went to 123. Okay, now let's bump that back down. 100. So we went from 77% to 123, I believe it was. When we dropped back down to right back where we were, it only dropped to 100. The explanation for that, and I would have never figured this one out, is happiness happens over time. So by bumping that up for that split second, it was enough to increase our happiness, so our workforce efficiency went to 100. Once I dropped that back down, it went to 123. Once I bumped that back down, it dropped back to 100. It shouldn't take long before that drops back to 77%, because it's a temporary effect. However, it seems to last a pretty good while. I'm not certain exactly how long, but it does last a little while for the short amount of time that we bumped it up to that. So with all that cleared up, we are going to dive right back in and see what we can do here. So, okay, our farm, I think we had pretty much, well, we can increase our cart speed and our cart capacity, which may help. Also, another thing that I failed to mention, on the resource amount, okay, 2357 is what we're producing right now. That does not take into account for how long it takes it to get to your town either. So it's possible we may be producing 2357 per day, but say for instance if our farm was, way out here somewhere, we may not get one of those shipments in that day, so technically it may not be exactly 2357. It may be a little lower. or the next day it actually may be a little higher. But that number does not take into account, to the best of my understanding, any outside influence. That's just how much you're producing. So that makes it make a lot more sense. So as I said, we're going to get back to seeing what we've got here. I just wanted to get those explanations out there because I've wondered about those things ever since I started playing the game, and I finally got an answer for it. Thanks to a very involved dev. All right, we built up our cart speed and cart capacity. Let's check our gold mine here and see what we can do over here. All right, we're already building that up. We're just waiting on it. Lumber. We're going to upgrade our storage. And we're low on cash, so there's not a whole lot more we can do. So we'll go ahead and speed up time a little. And see what we come up with. 508. Okay, so maybe we can go ahead and build up a little more. Let's see. Cart speed and cart capacity, we really don't need that much of. Maybe cart capacity. We're close enough, it shouldn't make a real big difference. Alright, check our quarry. Output, production, cart capacity. We'll go ahead and boost the cart capacity. And we'll boost our time a little bit more. And let's see what we're looking at here. 25, up from 21, that's good. For our income. And I don't think this number takes into account for any of the perks you have either. I think that's just your basic base income. So 27% is influenced by the leadership, I believe it is, of the unit. Let's see here. Leadership bonus to army attack and damage max health. No, I was incorrect on that. Maybe it's authority. Yes, bonus to tax income in towns, lower army costs per day, and trade prices. So our authority changes how much our army costs and boosts our tax income. So that, to me, if I'm figuring it right, is a double-edged sword. Or not a double-edged sword, but I should say, you know, a double-edged axe when you really need to cut a tree. Because not only is it lowering your army cost, it's also increasing your tax income, which in turn doubles the effect it has on your income. Because I'm assuming the income takes into account your army cost and all of your other costs. But since it doesn't take in consideration the amount you get from your bonus, such as that was a tax due to authority bonus plus 78. So it doesn't look like it takes that into account. Okay, now that we've built up a little bit, let's go over here to our gold mine and see what we're looking like. All right, that's coming along nicely. Let's boost the time again. We are at storage capacity for food at Gray Watch. That's a very nice thing. I like to keep it that way. Okay, our output has been increased. 1475 before we can do another one, and we're 1455, so it'll take us just a few seconds. And we should be able to boost that again. And there we have it. We will upgrade our output again. Excellent. Okay, let's pause here and see what we have. Okay, we are neutral with them. Neutral with them. Anytime I see red, it scares me. And that appears to be a king. Let me get turned around here. I'm assuming the crown there means yes. King, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, so I'm not even going to try. We'll call him King T. Small army. So that's been added to the game as well. That way you can identify a little easier. He has a smiley face. That's I never really noticed that before. I assume that's maybe the morale of the group. I'm not sure. Okay, let's get back to where we were. Make sure we don't have any enemies rolling in here. Speed things back up. Ooh, looks like they're getting ready to go on an attack somewhere. Okay. Once we start getting our income in, we're going to start building up some more at Grey Watch. I think it's time we go ahead and max that area out. We're really cranking on the food production here. Notice seasonal 0.5% increase. That's good. Plenty of villagers. Quarry's doing pretty good. The mine, we can always do better on our mine, so let's see, we can increase our cart speed and cart capacity. That way we can get the items to our town faster, because we have a pretty long travel for this one. We need to take Stillwater at some point. I don't want to make enemies just yet. That's another thing that I did find out, I guess you would say I did get confirmation on, that you have trade between towns. So if you have anything that's closer to this town, you'll probably want to send it to that town and vice versa. And then you can have them trade between each other. That way, if one needs something, the other sends it. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Let's increase our mine a little bit more. Storage capacity and production. Can't do output just yet. And we should probably build up our lumberyard a little bit more too. Cart speed a little bit. Daily output 2,000. Storage 200 of 200, so we are doing excellent on our food. So no more issues with that, thankfully. Our food stores are doing great. Just as soon as they dropped, our caravan started going back and forth to get us filled back up. Auto trade to own towns and sell for market, trade from own towns. So that's where we would control how much we're willing to let go to send to our other towns if they need it. Okay. We can increase our production on the gold a little bit. Sending out a nice army again. 135, 56, and 18. Interesting. While we are at it, bandits and deserters we're at war with. Interesting. We're no longer at war with any of the others. So I guess we have been forgiven for our misdeeds when we took these other areas, or maybe they've been eliminated, because I think they now come off of that list when they're eliminated. So as of right now, we don't have any enemies except for the deserters. That's interesting. Bandits and deserters. I see some attacks coming very soon. 310 population, 195 population. It's going to be a pretty big battle there compared to what I'm used to. But we may give it a try and see what happens. Might hold off to the next episode, make sure that we have everything built up nicely before we try that, because I'm sure if they have that much population here, they're doing much better elsewhere. Okay, 2025, so we are going to, let's see, our cart speed, cart capacity, output. We could use better output here, and production, and storage. As you can see, our income is slowly increasing. That is excellent. That's exactly what we want. Let's see what else we have to upgrade. Market. Okay. Armory and a prison. We will go ahead and build the prison. And walls. I didn't catch that one. We are going to make sure we have our area built up as much as possible before we do any more attacking. And I think we have everything in place to do that. It's just a matter of playing a waiting game to get enough funds to make sure we can do it. Alright, we can upgrade our walls. We can now build our armory. And now our armory is available to us. Almost enough for our market, not quite. Okay, looks like Hrundel, I guess is how you pronounce that, is pretty much declared war on everybody. Maybe except for us, hopefully. I didn't notice our name in that list. I don't think war comes until after you king someone, maybe. I could be wrong on that, but I believe I read that somewhere. Once you make your character king, be ready for incoming wars. Okay, we're ready to upgrade to a keep. We have upgraded all the other areas as much as possible. Now we are ready for a keep just as soon as our funds allow it. And there we are. We are upgrading to a keep. And there it is. Okay, everybody is very happy. Okay, we're still at 100% workforce efficiency. It's showing that we're still going to the plus. Gonna have to keep an eye on that. Let's boost our tax income a little bit. Okay, it dropped to 77 and very happy. Bump this up one time, back down. Okay. That's changing back like it should. Let's drop this. Same thing. Okay, we're good there. We're going to stick with that and see what happens. We have enough food. We're bringing enough food in. That increases our tax income significantly. And our workforce is at 100%. So we're going to run with that for a little while and see what happens. Okay, buildings. We should be able to upgrade all of these fairly quickly. There's training grounds, we can upgrade that. Bowyer, we can upgrade that. And now we're kind of waiting on resources. Okay, so logs and stone are the two things we're waiting on. So let's do some more upgrading. We will not be increasing our output. Alright, we can increase our cart capacity, however. And now we can increase our output. So that should help a little bit there. Our quarry. We can increase our production, cart speed, and cart capacity. But we're dropping to 0 each time, so nothing's really going to help except for production. So we're going to hold off on production. Or hold off for production, I should say. And hopefully that will help us. Now we should start seeing this number go up once the production is done upgrading. Because right now I don't even think they're really getting a full cart each time. The cart capacity is 16. Okay, well that time they did. Okay, let's see what happens this next time. Nope, they got 14 out of 16. So they didn't get a full cart because their production's not high enough. So that should fix that once that finishes upgrading. Let's go back to our buildings. Blacksmith. I guess I really should read some of these while I'm upgrading them. I've got a bad habit of doing like a speed play where I don't really pay attention to it. I upgrade and try to build up quick because I know the enemy is doing the same thing. But let's slow down a little bit. Okay, the blacksmith stores the town steel, which is used for weapons and construction. Building the blacksmith will enable the training of basic swordsmen. Okay, we will upgrade that. The tanner stores leather, which is used for armor and construction. Alright, we pretty well knew that. Barracks, of course, reduce the cost of your garrisoned army. Okay, I didn't know that. Also allows new unit types to be trained. I did know that. We can't upgrade that one yet because we need a little more steel. Alright, now we can build that. Stables. The stable trains horses and horsemen for the army. Pretty well knew that. Training grounds we've already built. Training grounds are needed to train military units. Upgrading the training grounds will help reduce training time. Village raided. Okay, hang on. Village raided. Gislavatan? I assume that was lumberyard. Okay, let's get out of this and see where that lumberyard is. It's this one right here. And here are the ones that did it. So, we will not stand for that. We'll create an army. Take some of our swordsmen, some of our woodsmen, and some of our huntsmen. And we'll create an army along with our lord and go after these fellas. And they're on the run. Okay, well, we will follow. All right, prepare our forces and attack. Okay, we actually did a naval battle, I assume, since we were on water. So let's catch back up to them and finish them off. Prepare our forces and attack. leave our bows here. And we'll put the rest of our men here. And put our bows on cautious stance. Alright, since they're coming from an angle, let's do this. We're just going to change up the whole scenario here. Move these guys back here. Come on the double. And set them to cautious stance. Alright, let's get into the battle here. It looks like we slaughtered them. And we did. They lost 6, we lost 0. Resources, loot, 60, looks like 60 wood. Excellent. Okay. Will not be attacked by bandits. Not on my watch. Okay, let's get back to what we were doing. Alright, the range. Range is where crossbowmen train for battle. Excellent. We definitely want some crossbowmen. The inn will increase the local town's happiness. Okay, we're doing pretty good on happiness, but we'll go ahead and build one of those anyway once we have it available. Market, of course, we already knew what that does. Workshop will aid your peasants during construction, reducing the time taken to build structures. We'll upgrade that. Okay, the mint melts down gold ore and presses it into gold. Upgrade storage, gold ore, 50 of 150. Excellent. So as soon as we can put the funds together for that, we'll upgrade that as well. And we're still waiting on stone. So, see if we can do anything to help our quarry here. Okay, that seems to be a bit of a bug there. Okay, let's see if I can recreate that. So if we click on buildings, we click on the mint. Okay. Now we click here. Cart speed, production, output, storage, okay. Let me pause that, see if I can recreate that again. Alright, I had the mint open. That's what it was, I had the mint open. Then I selected the quarry. Okay, storage, stone storage. Then if I go to output, it takes me back to the mint. Okay, excellent. I'm assuming it does that because, okay, I see. That was silly on my part. It was open underneath it. The windows opened on top of each other. So, we technically didn't find a bug. I thought I was onto something there. But I was mistaken. So, let's go ahead and upgrade our mint. Our market. And we'll speed things back up here some. Our income is doing excellent. 515 now for current income. All right, we'll build our inn. Upgrading your walls is essential for defending the town. Of course. We now have an armory and a tavern we can enter. We'll do that here shortly. 111, 220, 111. Okay, so let's go back to our quarry and see if there's anything else we can do to help them. We're still working on our storage. Let's increase our cart speed and cart capacity because now we're maxing out our storage. And walls, 220, 207. And there we have it, 237 of 220. We are low on gold and stone and wood for the keep, which we need to upgrade our prison first, so we'll go ahead and do that. Still got a while to go on our stone. Let's check our quarry again. We'll upgrade our cart speed again and our cart capacity again. Let's check and see how we're doing on our other resources. All right, we're doing excellent on pretty much everything. Okay, we've dropped back to workforce efficiency of 77% and they're still very happy. Interesting. So, if we bump the food consumption up one, okay, we can't bump it up one. We can only bump it down and then back up. Okay. And let's see what our resources look like now. Okay, excellent. We've got plenty. Now we can upgrade our keep. Spectacular. And there it is. Our little town is coming on along. Our population is growing excellent as well. 444 population. Okay, now we can start all over again with a whole new group of buildings. So I am extremely happy with where we're at right now. A bandit patrol. Okay, I did not see them come through. But with that said, we're doing excellent on our gold. Our income is really doing great. We have plenty of population. We have 372 peasants, so we have plenty of peasants to work with in creating a little more army. And we have a considerable amount more options, which I'll have to go through and do some research on to see what they all are about, to see what they're good for, what they're weak against, what they're strong against, so on and so forth. But for now, I'm going to wrap this one up here. We didn't have a whole lot of action in this one, but hopefully some of the explanations of what was going on with mainly the food, hopefully that'll help somebody out that maybe they run into the same thing I do, or maybe everybody else goes, oh, I already knew what that was, you know. But anyway, hopefully I did help somebody out with that, because I honestly could not figure that one out, and it's kind of bugged me ever since I first started playing this game. So I was super excited when I got a response on that, actually from the dev himself, when I got in contact with him over it, which was excellent. and that just shows his dedication to his game, in my opinion. In my eyes, a dev that will interact with the players, it says a lot. It says a lot to me. So I will fully support this game and continue playing, and I can't wait to see where it goes, because there's still more to come. It's still in development. I think he's getting closer to a final release, but I'm interested to see where it goes. So without boring you any longer, I appreciate you stopping by. Please hit the like button. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, why not hit that subscribe button? It only takes a second, and it's really greatly appreciated. See you next time. Thanks again.